Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about this TikToker, Tara. She goes by Taraswrld. I've actually talked about this creator a few other times. It's been quite a while, but she's come across my radar again as of today because she is crashing out for content because she's allegedly having an issue paying her $25,000 a month mortgage. So I have a few thoughts. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys. So Tara, I'm sure some of y'all might know who she is. As of right now, she has 5.1 million followers on TikTok. She's also a very well-known creator on the OF site, if you know what I mean. I'll put a little caption here in case you don't, where she makes content behind a paywall and people obviously pay to view the content that she's posting on there. She has bragged about making up to $300,000 a month on that site. She's also obviously monetized on TikTok and posts on other platforms as well. But recently there's been a conversation happening about her and kind of this new scam that she's running where she is acting like she's crashing out to send people to her OF page. So she's posting the crash out on TikTok and expecting people to go to her paywall site so that she can make money to then pay her $25,000 a month mortgage. On top of being a completely out of touch influencer like many others are, the reason that this is upsetting to me is that we are acting as if we are having some kind of mental health crisis as a way to make money. And if you're willing to fake an episode or a crash out or whatever in order to make money, I find that extremely problematic. Nobody made you buy a mansion in LA that has a $25,000 mortgage attached to it. You also own property in New York City. Nobody forced you to do any of those things. And these content creators that so heavily rely on staying viral and staying interesting to people that come across their content, they're living far outside their means. They are making bad financial decisions. And this is just another episode of that. Whether it's, let's just say, okay, it's for content, that's terrible. If it's partially true, that's also terrible. You're expecting people on social media to help you get out of some kind of financial bind that you're in.
How much are you railing in on only past October? I would make like 100 to 150K a month. Now it's like 350 a month.
I just filmed a video talking about a lot of things that I've never talked about online before, and it was a really hard video for me to film. And all I ask, if you are gonna watch it, it's live now, please don't clip it and post it on TikTok, Reddit. I will seriously take you to fucking court. Like, I'm not playing. I talked about something really vulnerable and something that I'm not proud of, and it's something that I wasn't even really ready to talk about yet, and I talked about it anyways, and I'm just asking you to please watch it and keep it to yourself. Here's a little random clip from the video of me wailing at the camera. That it just still like fucks me up all the time thinking about it, and I never thought that I was gonna talk about this online because I'm so ashamed and I'm so embarrassed. I feel like such a shit person. But yeah, I answered a bunch of questions in the video that I've never talked about online before. It's live now. You can find it on either of my OF accounts. I have a free account that you can subscribe to for free, and I also have the VIP account. It's available now on either of those pages. Enjoy. I never thought that I was going to talk about this online because I'm so ashamed and I'm so embarrassed. I feel like such a shit. I spent thousands of dollars to spend the day at the Beverly Hills Hotel with my friends, and we're here. I've stayed here like 25 times, and I always stay in a bungalow, but these days I got a cabana at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool. It was $2,500. Here it is. I'm staying in a cabin in the middle of the woods in New Mexico. Cabin tour. First, I'm gonna show you our awesome deck. It wraps all the way around the house. Come on. We just got our biggest fish yet at the fish store. Let's get her in the tank. I just booked a suite at a really fancy hotel. Let's go have a solo staycation. So I'm getting married next year, and today me and my fiance are touring some way. Me and my fiance have been on vacation for 2.5 weeks. It's officially our last day of our East. Yeah, I'm on live because I wanted to like tell the real ones that like I'm not crashing out. I'm trying to direct traffic to my OF because I have like a huge mortgage, and like Ariana is on tour now and I have to buy all these tickets, and like my brand Phoebe's Diary is so expensive and I need to like make more money. So I'm like literally trying to drive traffic to my OF, and like chaos unfortunately sells. So that's why I'm like crashing out online. But your views aren't worth being embarrassing. They are right now, because that's what I care about, is my house, like keeping my house, my brand. I care about seeing Ariana on tour a bunch of times with my best friend. Like those are the things that I'm prioritizing. So unfortunately, I have to be cringe on TikTok. Prepare to be fucking sick of me with the OF promo. I might purposely get myself into a scandal. I'm cooking something up right now. Let me know if you have any ideas of like horrible, awful things I could say online to purposely get myself into a scandal. I get comments like, I thought you didn't do OF anymore. I thought you hated it. Just quit. I'm like, I can't just quit. I would lose my house. My financial advisor literally called me while I was driving back from my road trip. He was like, Tara, like if you don't shoot for OF next week, you're gonna lose your house within the month. So I can't just stop. Let's head into downtown and get coffee and pop into shops, but not actually buy anything because I'm broke these days. Y'all guessed it. Someone commented under my video the other day and she was like, I sense a recession. I was like, you are absolutely right, girly pop. TikTok doesn't allow me to put my OF link in my bio anymore, so I am now broke. I've been getting a lot of comments saying, girl, you keep saying that you're broke. How are you on a 2-week-long vacation? Wouldn't you like to know? Honestly, valid point. And to that I say, just because I'm broke does not mean I'm gonna give up my East Coast summer big one.
I've been on YouTube for quite a while. I would much rather be known as the person that was just kind of like slow and steady, wins the race, and if I, reach this benchmark, that's great. If I don't, that's okay too. I would much rather stay in that seat than the seat of somebody that was super viral and then had to fake a crash out so that I could pay my bills. Now, aside from her content not being interesting to me, because as most of y'all know, I'm not entertained by influencers showing this unattainable lifestyle. I just don't associate with that. I can't relate to it, and I don't care to just watch it just to watch it. It's not of interest to me personally. When it comes to being a full-time content creator and utilizing the money that you're making online to pay your way through life, you have to be very smart with your financial decisions. And this doesn't just apply to Tara, it applies to every influencer. And I want to share, because recently I've gone through kind of this, it's a super long story. I might do a separate video on it. Tell me if y'all want to know the full story down below. But I recently went through a very complex and layered issue and situation with car buying. And one of the things that I stepped away from that with kind of a lesson learned was that utilizing social media income when it comes down to trying to qualify for a loan, whether that be mortgage, personal loan, auto loan, no matter what it is, lenders are not always excited and willing to accept social media income as something that they're going to take into consideration when deciding if you're approved for a loan or not. And I experienced that myself because, as most of y'all probably know, I have a full-time job. I'm a salaried employee. I get the, normal pay stubs and all of that good stuff from my full-time employer. I also have income from making content. What I've seen recently through going through all of this stuff is that there are lenders who will either not even consider social media income, or they are less willing to accept it as saying that you're qualified to be a borrower on this loan. I shouldn't say a lot, but some lenders are more willing to lend to you based off of having a full-time W-2 job. This is what you make. This is how long you've been employed. Because I think that what they are thinking, along with a lot of us, is that social media income is very finicky. It's not guaranteed. It's not a constant, because you could say, oh, over the last 3 months, I've made $100,000. But does that mean that that income is going to continue to be the same for the next 3 months, 6 months, whatever period of time they're thinking about? So me personally, I'm not 100% sure on what Tara's kind of strategy with this is, because she's saying one thing, but I also don't trust influencers. She has been known to be very problematic historically. I'm not sure what's really going on here. Is it a fake crash out? Is it a little bit of lying, and maybe you are having issues financially? But to round out my thoughts on this, I will not ever have pity for an influencer that chose to live outside their means based on temporary being viral, and now you're signing up for something that, if you become irrelevant or if your views drop, you can't qualify for this huge purchase that you made. And I think, like, a lot of y'all will probably agree with this in the comments below, I have a very hard time having any pity for somebody that has a $25,000 mortgage or a $15,000 mortgage payment. That's just not something that I could ever look at and be like, oh, I'm so sorry for you. There are people out here right now that are struggling to pay $2,000 a month in rent. Not mortgage, literal rent. There are people that are having trouble feeding their children, making sure the lights stay on, quite literally. So my sorrow will never go to Tara or anyone else in a similar situation to hers. But yeah, I saw that and I figured, you know what? I've talked about her before. Let's do this little update of sorts. I will link the other videos that I've made on her down below, and I'll be interested to see what y'all have to say. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.